I want to talk about how you think about yourself becoming a professional in this business. Have you actually committed to you becoming a professional in this business? Now, I know a lot of us think that we have, but I want to have us go through some mental exercises here to see if we've actually committed or if we're hoping and trying. Big difference. Because there's a big difference between maybe this is going to work out, maybe I'll end up being a professional, and yes, this is happening. I'm committed to it. There's no way it's not going to happen. This is my life. When you decide that you are committed, this is yes, I'm doing this. This is happening. There's no other way that it's going to go. Then what it does is it releases any doubt. It makes you feel like there's the tension is gone because it's like the decision has already been made. But when you're as you're even doing this program, and of course, before you made the decision to do this program, there was a lot of, I hope it works. And I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. Or now you're in this program. Now, some of you guys are like, I hope that this all works. I hope that I can make this work with my job. A lot of kind of hoping. So you're staying in this area. It's like, maybe it's going to work, instead of I'm committed to being a professional. Like there's no way that it's not going to work. The maybe land, the doubt area, the hoping area, the trying area, that pulls you all over the place. And it actually makes this whole journey so much more difficult because the decision hasn't been made. And those of you that are out there further along in the program working, you know that. And and you can tell us too, you can tell us on set, there are people there that are really not that good, that are not thinking like this. So there are people that will be forever PAs, and then there are people that are going to be moving into the crafts. We don't hope, we don't try, we don't hope. This is a decision, it has been made. All right, so we got to get to a place of either I'm going to do this and become a professional. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to become a film professional. I'm going to become a professional actor. I'm going to go professional as a DP. That's it. Or no, I'm not going to do it. Both of them will give you relief because it's a decision that has been made. But staying in the maybe of like, I hope it works, that is no man's land, and that will keep you actually suffering a lot. When I started, for me, my life depended on that I got in this business. It was all that I wanted to do. And this crystal clear picture of me working for National Geographic, traveling around the world, that was it. It was like that was happening. There was no doubt in my mind. I wasn't hoping. It wasn't a hope. It was happening. And the decision was made, so therefore I wasn't suffering. The only question was when. And I see a lot of people start this program, and some of them are like, oh, but this comes up, and then my mom, and then my dad, and then, life stuff happens. Like people get cancer, people have heart attacks, people, their car breaks down, their pet gets sick, all these things. This is just life. And, believe me, I realize that the parts of life that are very painful, this is for everybody, myself included. My husband had a heart attack. My dad has dementia. This is part of the 50-50 of life that's painful, that's negative. And life is 50-50, 50% positive, 50% negative. And if we realize that, we don't want to be happy all the time because life is 50-50. We don't want to be happy when somebody has a heart attack. We don't want to be happy when we lose our job. We don't want to be happy when somebody gets in a car accident. Those times we want to allow ourselves to feel sad, depressed, angry, pissed off, upset. We want to allow it. And nothing has gone wrong. Life is 50-50. And so then we don't get mad when things are not going our way. We don't get mad about feeling sad. We don't compound that negative emotion, the negative things that happen. We don't compound it by thinking it shouldn't be this way. I'm going through this and it shouldn't be this way. Instead, We just accept it like, okay, yes, it's a negative thing. And life is 50-50. This helps me a tremendous amount. How about you? Because before it's like, oh, it's like I almost expected life to always be good, you know? And when it wasn't, I'm like upset that, you know, I'm like bummed out that it's not better, that things are not better, that these things happen. And so then I'm mad about anything that's negative. And now I love how it's like, no, 50% is negative and it's supposed to be that way. But it doesn't mean that you're not committed to going towards what you want to go after. It doesn't mean that we slow down. The commitment for the life that we have decided that we want, that doesn't stop. So when the car breaks down, when stuff happens, when you lose your job, you know, these things, then you find a job and then you write a new resume and then you get better. It's like I can tell you, and I'm sure you know, that whenever negative things happen, typically there's a gift on the other side. A lot of us will willingly invest in stocks and other companies and other people. We'll see the potential of other people and put our money on it and put our belief in it much easier than we'll do it in ourselves. Like we can see it with other people, but ourselves, oh, I don't know. Yet with ourselves, that's the one we are. We can control what we're doing. Like we control our behavior, how we show up, everything. What are your two main thoughts when you think about yourself becoming a film professional? Now, some of you guys, you have stepped into that identity. I'm a film professional. But what are your two main thoughts about it? How are you doing?
Just you.
Oh,
Oh well.
do you have anything you want to add?
Um, I was thinking my thoughts was like I'm focused more on now to try to move more into the camera department. I'm starting to get some of that work as camera PA, and now I'm moving into camera. So that's gonna be my focus is moving to camera. And
Yeah.
my second one was just have fun, make
Yeah.
friends, get the job done.
Yeah, yeah. Now, see, Dylan's in a different place than Cody, who's starting off. Dylan's been in this program for a while, and it's also kind of hard to remember what it's like when you first started. You know, I don't know if you remember Dylan. You did a challenge, so I talked to you specifically. I remember, you know, your pathway. Yeah, you kind of forget that, you know, how the doubt can be there. But what I want to get across to you guys is the decision. It's just a decision. Just decide. Just direct your thoughts to deciding that no, this is done. I'm doing this. I'm getting in camera department. I'm moving up to DP. I've got a solid start with camera PA. A lot of people like me. I love camera. Like I'm giving him some thoughts. He can do this on his own, but you know, I like camera. People like me. I work hard. I solve problems for camera department. People pass my name around. You know, if you think people like me and I love people, that's a very powerful intentional thought. Unintentional, which can crop up as, I don't know if people like me. That's unintentional thought. And in fact, that thought produces you to feel lonely, right? I don't know if people like me. It makes me feel lonely. And then from there, and also disconnected from people. And that's how I'm trying to create my career, from feeling lonely and disconnected and unsure and uncertain with people. So it's not going to work. It's not anywhere near as powerful as I love people. You don't have to worry about them loving you. You love them, then they'll love you. How do you feel about your camera department people that you're working with, Dylan?
Oh, I'm in love. Like started doing camera. I made some amazing friends and just making awesome connections and just I'm having a blast. And it's finally a department like okay, this is a department I want to do because before it was just being a PA and just learning the departments.
Yeah.
And now like okay, these are my people, the camera people. It's like
Wow. That's so great to see you say that. And with such certainty, right? Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah.
Like before, like you remember, like I didn't know what I wanted to do. I had no depart. I didn't know. So like just being a PA, that was amazing. Just to get on set and to learn and talk to all those people and find out which department. I want to go into.
Yeah. So you're evaluating working in all the different departments, which is the most awesome thing about working in production because you can float all over the place. And now it's camera.
Yeah, and I don't know if you saw in the comments, but I also posted it on Yammer. But one of the first TV shows I worked on was just got released on Netflix like 2 days ago. And
Awesome.
I was a PA. Then I got moved to camera PA, and I just all throughout the whole season. So
What's the name of it?
it's called Echoes, and it's on Netflix.
Awesome. Oh my gosh, we will look for your name in the credits. Oh, that's so great. So can you give us a list of some of the stuff that you've worked on? It's always hard to remember, but give us a list.
The very first show was it was a pilot episode for Powerpuff, the live action. I done Stranger Things. I did a feature film. All you know, God is Me, Margaret. I did like a live documentary like just a couple weeks ago for camera for this basketball camp, hoop tee, celebrity golf tournament.
Yeah. It sounds like just the kind of stuff I did when I was
Just keep
starting.
adding up.
Yeah. Netflix, feature films, Stranger Things. Where's Stranger Things on? Is that Netflix?
That's on Netflix too.
And Netflix? Okay, so a couple Netflix films, TV shows, and
Warner
feature films.
Brothers.
Oh, you work for Warner Brothers?
Mm-hmm.
So, when you started, can you remember your two main thoughts when you started? So hard to remember back, but
Yeah. Before I got started, like, how can I get enough work to to make a living?
that helps. That helps us
That
a
was my
lot because okay, yeah, that's good. Yeah, how can I get enough work to make sure I can make a living? So he was also kind of in that maybe like I hope that it works out, that hoping area. Okay, what was another thought you had?
I'm a very shy individual, so like, just am I gonna be likable and will people like me and want to work with me and hire me?
And Harry, yeah, awesome. And what did you find?
Oh, people love me. They always want to work with me. They say I have great energy. Every time they get to work with me. I just provide great energy. I'm always smiling. So I've been told millions of times. I think every set I've been on, like, you have such a great smile.
That's awesome. And you work hard, and you anticipate what needs to be done, and you're watching, and you care, and you're thinking. What are you thinking these days? Like, you kind of said, I love camera department. These are my people. This is what I'm meant to do. I can do this for the rest of my life. Those are your thoughts now. Do you have any more to add to that?
Just focus on getting camera stuff, and I'm already making some purchases on getting my own gear and
Awesome.
being a camera op and DP, make my way up to DP.
You bet. Love it. Oh, that's so good. Well, thank you. I'm really happy that you joined us today and to share this with us because this is impactful for everybody to see how you were thinking before and notice it's a lot of the same kind of like maybe I'm going to make it thoughts. All right, then that magic list. You did your magic list, right, Dylan?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have my magic list, and I keep adding to it until I get a call sheet. I'm like, let me add these people into my magic. I transfer it over.
And that's intentionally staying in touch, nurturing, caring, and just even thinking, even if you don't reach out to any of these people on your magic list, just having them on your magic list when you hear about them, when you come across them, and maybe sometimes you are going to reach out to them and invite them to a party, invite everybody over to an art show, an art walk. Everybody's meeting downtown LA for coffee, then we're going to go look at art, whatever it is. Having a magic list these are all your people, and it's so valuable because other people are just like, oh, I hope I can get a PA job. I hope I can meet some people that will get me somewhere. That's not the way we're thinking. We're thinking like these are my people, and these are the all the people that I want to work with, the companies I want to work with, the kind of projects I want to work with. And they're important to me. They're on my magic list. So magic list is very important. You do that right away. And then the get on shoots method, where you're getting on shoots with people. Now, if you've already been on shoots, you might be like, well, I already been on like 5 shoots, so does that mean I only have 15 more to go? It's not about that. The get on shoots method is to get on shoots as much as you can every single week. To use that method, and some of you guys are new, so you don't have it yet, that comes in month 2, but to use the get on shoots method, sending the want to work email and getting on these little shoots consistently every single week changes your mind about yourself and a lot of these unintentional thoughts we have about, I don't know if people like me. You're like, oh, I love these people. It gives you the opportunity to intentionally think about that shoot, to show up, and for the shoot to go amazing, which you created that situation, and then you have more and more and more shoots. So get on shoots method, and then people on these shoots start to pull you into commercials, start to pull you into feature films and TV shows. Dylan, do you remember when you were doing the get on shoots method? What came from that? How did that pull you into the professional world?
I just joined a bunch of Facebook groups. I was doing a bunch of short films, student films, working for free. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, I met this guy on the indie feature I was working on. He was the camera person, and he gave my contact to like this AED to bring me on as PA. And then from there, it just went from this one to this one. Now I don't have to look for work. It's just, I'm getting sent work to me, and it's an amazing feeling.
It's an amazing feeling. I know. It's that feeling like, I got this. I don't chase work anymore. So what he just described was the get on shoots method. He forgot the name of it. But yeah, it's going out there, and don't do this until you have the method, because I want you to do it right. The magic list, and so just so you understand, the magic list is so important because you are approaching this business as a total overachiever. So therefore, you know everybody, you know all the companies, you know all the people, you know all the top DPs, you know all the first ACs. Like Dylan knows all the Steadicams people. He knows other camera operators. He knows the DPs. He knows the directors. He knows what directors work with what DPs. Aren't you surprised to know that your whole career is created from you loving people and them loving you?